Welcome back to Cloninger's Garage. Today we've got two bullets we're going to be looking at, 77 grain TMK and 73 grain ELDM. We're going to be putting that on top of accurate 2520, and we're going to be using Remington 7.5 small rifle bench rest primers. I've kind of cut out the reloading process on the last few videos just to save time for the data and to also comply a little bit with YouTube rules. If you would like me to do a short little section each time of me reloading and actually putting these cartridges together, please comment down below. Now let's go ahead and look at some data, and then we'll get to the range right after that. Okay, here we are. I've got some data. I just ran a quick test, went out, took some loads, loaded them up at 24.2 grains all the way up to 26 grains for both the TMK and the ELDM. I put my grains here, input the velocities, got a little chart here. And I did this so that I could narrow down what I wanted to load up for each bullet and powder charge. That way I didn't do a whole lot and use up a whole lot of components unnecessarily. And when I was looking at the TMK, I kind of came to the conclusion that I want 24.4 grains and a load of 25.8 grains. And then I looked down here at the ELDMs and saw 24.4 grains. That's probably a pretty good range as well. And 25.6 grains is probably pretty good down here. So what I ended up doing, I look at these two charts here, kind of looked for flat spots. Maybe not quite flat, but it's a little bit flat, a little bit, it's getting flat up here. Whatever, every time you do this test without a whole lot of data, the data is going to change anyway. This was just to give me a starting point to see what I wanted to load up and go from there. So what I ended up doing is choosing to go with 24.4 grains and 25.6 grains. For both the TMK and the ELDM. All right, let's head to the range. Well, welcome back to Cloninger's Garage. Here we are out at the private range. Hopefully we'll get a little bit better video this week. We've got some 73 grain ELDMs and some 77 grain TMKs that we're going to put on top of accurate 2520. See how they group on paper. Done some short ladders just to see velocity wise where I wanted them. So I've got several loads set up. Let's see how they group on paper. Let's do it. First few shots to warm this barrel up. We'll shoot another group of this in just a minute and just see if we can do a little bit better. Getting myself warmed up as well. Oh, I'm not starting out too well. I'm moving all over the place. The shooting so far, it's all me. Let's move over to the right of that top target there. See if I can get some better rounds down range and get you a better look. Because I know this shoots better than what I just did. Let's go ahead and put 2 more in there. Or 1 more, let's make it a group of 5. I think that second group is a little bit better than that first group. I got one more of those. That was gotta get my glasses to see. 24.4 grains. And I didn't get my chronograph open there. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see here. Kind of messed that up. We'll get it for the rest of the day though here. All right, let's at least see if we can get one shot on here and see what we got. .2635 is what that one said. We'll get some more velocities on these next few rounds. All right, moving on next. Let's stay with the ELDMs and let's go with 25 grains. Okay, let's go bottom left of that top target there. Other than that one that I know I missed, not too bad. But let's go ahead and shoot 5 more of the same thing. That's 25 grains. Right now it shows the velocity is about 2730. Not so bad. Looks like average velocity on those was 2775. Just a reminder, this is a Tikka T3X 22.5-inch barrel. It's about 54 degrees out here right now. It's actually a pretty nice day. A little cold in the shade here, but once you walk out in the sun, it's pretty good. Let's go ahead and stay with the ELDMs and let's move up to 25.6 grains of 2520. All right, we got 5 more of those. I think I can shoot a little bit better than I just did right there. I think I'm going to go ahead and go down to the target right below it. We'll go to top left, see if I can shoot a little bit better group. Well, just about every group I have one that's not in there. Not a real great day shooting. These are actually shooting pretty well today. Right now on those, look like the average was 2844. Let's go ahead and start a new session and let's look at what we can do with some 77 grain TMKs. This first group is going to be at 24.4 grains. I actually do like how it's shooting so far. So if I can just do my part, I think we'll do a little bit better. Let's go to the top right of that bottom target down there. kind of moving back and forth. This is not the greatest bipod here, but we'll do with what we got. I think if I do my part, it's a pretty good shooter. I like the impulse of that. Feels a little bit different than the other rounds. It's with the TMK bullet on top. I don't know, maybe it's just me. See if I can shoot a little bit better group. Let's go down to, well, let's just try to, let's go right to the middle. Let's shoot at the middle. Well, a little bit better that time. That was the TMKs with 2520 at 24.4 grains. Our average muzzle velocity out of those 10 shots was 2671. I'll try to get you a better close-up of these numbers, and we put it all back together at the garage when we get home. These will be at 25.6 grains. I'm really happy how this powder is shooting. This was recommended to me by someone on the YouTube. I'll look it up in another video and try to give credit where credit is due. This is shooting pretty good. All right, let's go bottom left, bottom left. I think I pulled the last one or the last two maybe. Got a little glare. Sun came out just for a second there. Let's try to shoot a better group here. Same powder, same charge. Let's move over to the bottom right. See how it works out. I think if I was shooting three round groups today, I'd be all right, but putting 5 of them together, my downfall today. There we go. Let's see what we got. Well, it can shoot good if I do my part. Let's take a look at them closer when we get back to the garage. Thank you for coming. We'll see you back at the garage. Well, here we are back at the garage. I've written a little bit of information on the targets we got here. Not my best day of shooting. I actually like the way this powder shoots with these bullets. Let's start out with the 73 grain ELDMs. Okay, and this first group here and here are 24.4 grains. That 10 shot group averaged 2636. We got one group pretty good here, a 0.86. Another one that's a little bit wider there, 1.8. Moving on down to the bottom two, we shot next, and that was 25 grains of accurate 2520. We had an average of 2775. We got our best group right here of 0.58 and another group of 1.27. I think this is a pretty good charge right there. I'll show you that as we added a little bit of powder for that ELDM, it seemed to widen out a little bit, open up a little bit. This is one group of the 25.6 grains of 2520, and that averaged 2844. And then we started out, we're doing okay, but we got one that's off a little bit. That widens it out, opens it up a little bit to 1.8. And coming on down, we finish out with the 73 grain ELDM. This group is 1.45. This is another group at 25.6 grains with that same 2844. Moving on to the TMKs, 77 grain. Our first two groups here with accurate 2520, 24.4 grains there. 10 shot group, average 2671. This group up here, 1.59. This one here, 0.83. Moving on down, 25.6 grains. We had a group of 1.55 and another group of 1.45. You can see we have some clusters here where they're pretty tight in all the different groups. But if you shoot enough, you'll see them open up a little bit. If I'd have been shooting just a 3-shot group or whatever, 3-shot, 4-shot group, they're really pretty tight. These are all 5-shot groups. Down here again, pretty tight. The average of that 25.6 grains was 2824. So I think if I were to load these up again, I will probably go back and focus with the ELDMs at 25 grains. And looking here, about 24.4 grains here. I may even load up some TMKs at 25 grains and see how they shoot there. Our best groups of the day were right here, 24.4 grains, and down here at 25 grains. Even though this 24.4 grains of the ELDM, both of those are ELDMs, are pretty good. They're sub MOA. That'll work for me. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Back out at the private range makes it a little bit easier for me to talk and shoot and take time and shoot some good video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, hit that notification button, share this with everybody. I hope you have a great day, and God bless the USA.